From season 2 has left us with many mysteries that need to be solved by the time From season 3 gets here. And one of the biggest ones is, why does Victor's family have the same exact bracelet that Tabitha made for Jim? How is that even possible? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain that to you and a whole lot more. So let's get started. While looking for stuff in the lost and found part of the diner, Tabitha and Ethan stumble upon a bracelet. When Tabitha sees this bracelet, she's shocked because she knows that this is the same bracelet that she made for her husband Jim out of his father's laces.
Okay, I still don't get it. You're saying you found a bracelet that's similar to the one you
No,
made?
no, it's not similar. That is the bracelet. Those are the laces from your father's boots.
No, those...
So Jim, being like everybody else, saying it's impossible for this bracelet to be here at this time, pushes back and comes back with a reasonable explanation why this is not that exact bracelet, until Tabitha explains to him exactly why she believes that it is.
No, look at this. Look at this. This was an accident. I made this. I was so afraid I ruined it, but then when I gave it to you, you said
Yeah, accidents are the best part.
Yes. Why?
Because it makes it one of a kind.
Exactly.
So since we have established that this is Tabitha's bracelet, the same exact one that she gave to Jim right before Julie was born, we need to figure out exactly how did the bracelet make its way into the diner. And for that, we have to talk about our favorite friend, the one, the only Victor. Now, while he's with Tabitha, and this is no coincidence that he does this discovery when he's with Tabitha, looking for different pictures to try to figure out this puzzle, he stumbles upon new pictures. Not the ones that he drew, but ones that were drawn by his sister Eloise. Up until this part, we didn't even know he had a sister. Victor had repressed this memory, so nobody knew he had a sister Eloise. But when we see the flashback of his mother Eloise and himself, we can clearly see his mother wearing the exact same bracelet that Tabitha made. Now, before I tackle how this bracelet showed up at least 40 years earlier than it supposedly should have, let's tackle how it ended up in the diner. And for that, we have to just listen to Victor's story of exactly what happened between his mother, his sister, and himself.
Just drawing pictures, okay? And you stay here all night. And when I come back, we're gonna go home. I love you.
Oh. So Victor's mom tells him and Eloise to stay in this little bunker, right? Don't go out of the bunker because something is going on there. And she's going to save the children from the tower. And when she's done, that's when they can all go home. Missing her mother, we see then Eloise take off outside of the bunker while Victor stays inside of the bunker because he's too afraid. And that's when we see Victor emerge from the bunker the next day, and all the people, the townspeople, have been slaughtered and killed. This is also the first time that Victor encounters the boy in white when he wakes up and comes out here in the morning. So what exactly is going on, and what does this have to do with the bracelet and his mother? Let me break it down for you and unpack this whole situation. Victor tells Tabitha that in order to save the children, his mother went through the bottle tree, but she didn't make it through the bottle tree. He found her body right there laying by the bottle tree. So in order for that bracelet to find its way back inside of the diner, the only way I could see it happening is that Victor took this as a memento from his mother. And at some point of him being there all these years, he gave it to the diner. He might have forgot even whose bracelet it was, as we seen that he forgot about his sister and his mother. Now, in order to figure out what happened next, we have to go back to the time when Tabitha found the bracelet and listen to the story that Ethan was telling her while she was searching, and eventually does find the bracelet.
When the Cromanaka was lost in the rainbow sky, she found a cavern where the lonely dragon lived. and it was full of stuff that nobody wanted. But for the Lonely Dragon, all the stuff is treasure. And guess what?
What?
In one of the big piles of stuff, there was the map of the rainbow sky. So, the Lonely Dragon gave it to the Cromanacle, and then she wasn't lost anymore.
So in this story, there are two people, the Cromanacle, which is a woman, and the Lonely Dragon. In my opinion, the Cromanacle is his mother, Tabitha the Cromanacle. So who is the Lonely Dragon, who has a bunch of stuff that nobody else wants? Well, that's the one person we see linked up with her all the time, and that's Victor. All of his drawings are things that nobody wants, and we see that he stores a lot of different things in different places. That being said, when Victor tells Tabitha to go through the bottle tree, before she goes through the bottle tree, he hands her something. What does he hand her? He hands her his lunch pail. Now this is his most prized possession, and he's giving it to her. And inside of this lunch pail, we can see that there are pictures, not just the ones he drew, but the ones that Eloise drew also. Now after this is when we see Tabitha go through the faraway tree. She winds up at the lighthouse. After she goes into the lighthouse, she makes her way to the top. This is the same lighthouse that she had dreams about, but when she makes her way to the top, the boy in white is there waiting. And that's when he pushes her out the window, and then she wakes up in the hospital. And while she's in this hospital, they tell her that she's been out for days and some people found her alongside of a road. She looks outside the window, and when she does look outside the window, we see that she's no longer in Fromville. So what's going on? And again, what does this have to do with the bracelet? Let me explain it to you. So before Victor told Tabitha about the faraway tree and exactly how it works, he told her a story about his mother and how he found his mother the night after she left and told him and his sister to stay inside of the bunker.
Your mom?
Yeah. After everyone died, I came looking for her body. She didn't make it into the tree.
So after everybody was dead and we seen him walking with the boy in white and seen the massacre, he went looking for his mother and he found her body laying right there. But as we know, it wasn't just his mother who went out there. His sister took off after his mother, but he makes no mention about finding a body for his sister. So I believe that while Tabitha is inside of this hospital, she is going to run into a grown-up version of Eloise, and her memory is going to be wiped. In fact, they're going to try to do the exact same thing to Tabitha and tell her she has no family, she has no kids. But if we look at the contents of Victor's lunch pail, we can clearly see that the picture on top is the picture he drew of Julie when she first got there. And that picture is going to spark her memory and make her know, yes, I do have a family. And at the same time, the lunch pail and the drawings itself will convince Eloise that yes, I do have a brother, I did escape from this place, and now I have to try to go back and save them. That brings us back to Tabitha's dream, which started this whole sequence of events. In that dream, we see 100% her walking up this tower. Everything that we've seen from that dream came true almost identically, yet there are some scenes that we didn't see play out yet. Number one scene would be her standing outside of this building that looks like the post office that we see Boyd used for a police station. But this post office looks real good. It doesn't look beat down like Boyd has it. Now, she could be at this post office at a different time. Let me go back to the bracelet real quick. She's not wearing the bracelet at this moment in time because it's not her bracelet. Who's wearing it? Well, Jim's wearing the bracelet. So what's the significance of that? We've already seen Jim get into beef with Victor once already because he didn't like him hanging out with Ethan, all right? So he knows that Victor was the last person that seen Tabitha. He will confront Victor. And when he grabs Victor up again like he did before, he'll have the bracelet on this time, and Victor will then say, "That's my mother's bracelet you're wearing," and that will shock Jim, which will then lead us to the final dream that we seen Tabitha have, and that is Jim hanging upside down and screaming. Now, in order for me to explain that to you, I will have to make another video because it has something to do with all the monsters that we see here. So I'll make another video on that, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on in this place